Hi everyone, I'm back with a short video about our Week 3 discussion for VOIM220. And by now you know just how much I love discussions. I love them because we can move beyond the primary question to ask about other topics. It gives us a chance to share personal and professional experiences. And we can research to find and share new ideas. And it's that we're going to be focusing on this week, researching the topic. So let's read through our Week 3 discussion question about Excel and presentations. The question states, in many businesses today, Excel is used in presentations. For example, when a representative is selling their product or service, they can have statistics reflected in a chart. They can use the chart to demonstrate how the product or service will positively impact the potential revenue for the company. Now consider your professional role and how you might utilize your knowledge and skills in creating graphs or charts. So the first question asks, what are some important considerations that you need to make in developing this visual representation of your data? And the second part is, as you consider your response to this question, please review a business case scenario for Excel using the citation below to locate the PDF in the virtual library. A little research, right? And there is that reference, the supply chain forecast and planning using Microsoft Excel as the tool. So let's look at the first part. What are some important considerations that you need to make in developing this visual representation of your data? Well, here's a representation using a pie chart. There seems to be a lot of pieces to that pie. Here's another visualization where they use a type of bar chart in order to represent the data. And you can see some data is hidden behind other bars, and it's very difficult to find that y-axis. And here's a third visualization, which, well, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to demonstrate here. There's just a lot of information. And one of my favorites has to be this Pareto diagram, but instead of using bars, they've decided to use clowns. These are just 4 examples of what I'd consider to be bad charts or graphs. And if we take a look around our workplace or around the internet, well, the world is full of all of these types of bad examples. So those are some examples of bad charts and graphs. What I'm looking for in your response this week are what are some of the rules and guidelines of making good charts and graphs. And for that you'll have to do some research. And now I would suggest that rather than using good old standard Google, why don't we use one of their subsites, Google Scholar, and there's the URL or web address. And that will return scholarly references that you can use in this class and in the future. Let's take a look at the second part of this week's discussion. It asks you to go to the virtual library and look up this particular reference on supply chain forecast and planning using Microsoft Excel as the tool. So let's access the virtual library right from our classroom. Along the left-hand side you'll see the FAQ button. Select that and it'll bring up a page that'll ask you for your username and password. Now those are the same username and password that you use to log into Blackboard. That'll lead you to a database menu where you'll simply click here for the virtual library. And here we are in the virtual library, and we see that it's a very Google-like interface. And I'll enter in the title of that article that I'd like to retrieve and select the search button. And now here in the search results, we might have to take a look through the list, but we're lucky on this particular search, it's right at the top of the results page. Returning to the second part of that discussion question, we'll notice here that that citation, well, that's in what they call APA format. And that format, although not always required here at the 200 level, will become increasingly more important as you progress through your program to the 300 and 400 level classes. And the college has some great help for you here. Back in the classroom, we'll return to the FAQ button and select that, and over there you can see a link to the Bryant Stratton College APA Style Guide. I strongly suggest that you download that and use it throughout your career here at Bryant and Stratton College. So that'll do us for this brief video about the Week 3 discussion. Again, if you have any questions at all, send me an email or post something up to an appropriate forum there in our classroom. Thank you all.